Hello and welcome. Today we're going to be checking out this guy, the Insta360 Power Selfie Stick. We're going to be taking a closer look at it, what it can do. We're going to be running some basic testing and comparisons with it, and we're going to ultimately answer the question, is it worth paying out $70 to add this to your gear? So stay tuned and let's find out. Now, before we get started, the usual disclaimer. This video is not sponsored or paid for in any way. I purchased all of the equipment with my own money and the opinions are entirely my own. Now, with that being said, I will place product links in the description to the video, and if you follow those product links in order to purchase, I will earn a commission. Now, with that all said, let's get on with it. Okay, so beyond just being a selfie stick, the Power Selfie Stick, as its name suggests, also provides a power bank functionality. So inside the handle of the stick is a 45 milliamp hour battery, which is used to charge your camera, or can in fact be used to charge pretty much anything. And it does that using a USB-C output, which is located here on the side. In fact, there's one on either side of the head, which allows you to orient your camera in any direction you want. There's an input, a USB-C input on the handle, and this is used for charging the actual power bank inside the handle itself. The second function that the Power Selfie Stick provides is by acting as a remote control for your Insta360 camera. Now, this is compatible with the X3 that I'll be demonstrating, but it's also compatible with the 1X2, the predecessor model, and it's also compatible with the 1R and 1RS according to Insta360's website. The functionality you get is quite basic. It allows you to power on and off the camera. It also allows you to change the shooting mode using the power button, and it also allows you to start and stop recording or take a picture depending on what mode you're in. Now, unlike the standard selfie stick, which you just basically screw the stick into the base of the camera, it comes with this more sophisticated wheel that allows you to align the head with the camera. So by doing so, you can ensure that your port here, whichever one you use, is aligned with the side of the camera. So when you plug in the USB cable, everything remains in the stitch line and out of sight from your footage. On the base, we have a standard 1/4-inch tripod mount, which is of course very useful for hooking this up to a tripod or other kind of mounting system. But also, one of the things I like to do with all my selfie sticks is attach one of these guys, so a simple D-ring to which you can attach a wrist strap so you don't lose your expensive camera. So let's connect our X3 to the Power Selfie Stick. So basically all I need to do is align the head and then use the thumb wheel to tighten it in place, making sure that it's aligned. And then we're going to open up our little side door. You do not have to remove it. Plug in our USB cable, and you can see the red light comes on showing that it's already charging, so there's nothing that you need to do there to initiate charging. So now we're ready to go. So let's take a look at the remote control capabilities of the Power Selfie Stick. Basically, you've got these two buttons here for remote control, the power button and the shutter button. So I'm going to press the power button, and of course that will power up the camera from its off condition. Once the camera has powered up, I can use the power button to toggle through the different shooting modes. So I toggle through, select the shooting mode I want. Once I'm in that shooting mode, of course, my record button will be used to start and stop recording if I'm using a video mode, or to take a picture if I'm using one of the photo modes. The power button can also be used, of course, to turn off the camera, and that's done simply using a long press. One important thing to note is that the communication for the remote control is entirely through the USB-C cable here. It is not Bluetooth or any other kind of wireless communication. And that actually has two key advantages. Number one is responsiveness. If you have any experience of using the Bluetooth GPS remote, you'll know that there's a bit of delay between pressing the button and the camera responding. No such thing here. You can see that response is immediate. The second advantage is that using this hardwired communication means that you can still use another Bluetooth device together with your Insta360 camera. For example, if you wanted to use AirPods or a Bluetooth microphone, you could do so in conjunction with this remote control solution. Okay, here's how we're going to do the testing. So I have a fresh, fully charged battery in here now. And as soon as I've finished recording this introduction, I'm going to place this in loop recording mode with a 1-minute duration. And so it's just going to continue recording however long the battery lasts, and then I'll have a minute of recording showing the exact time that the battery ran out. I reset this clock to exactly 12 o'clock when I powered on the camera, so we'll have exactly the right time. Yes, I know I could use the timestamps, but frankly I thought, yeah, this is more fun, right? So I'm going to stop this part now, and I'm going to set it in loop mode, and let's see what happens. Okay, next part of the test, we now have the power selfie stick attached. So we have a freshly charged battery in the camera. We have a fully charged selfie stick. Now remember, the camera battery is 1800 milliamp hours. The selfie stick is 4500 milliamp hours. So together we should see at least 3 times the duration with this test. Same as last time, I reset the clock, so we've been running since 12. And I'm now going to stop this part of the introduction, and I'm going to set it in loop mode and just let it run. Let's see what happens. So I think it's worth doing a quick comparison to the standard selfie stick, and that's this guy here. Now, as you can see, one of the things you notice straight away, and not surprisingly, is there is quite a size difference between the standard selfie stick and the power selfie stick. Now, not only is the standard selfie stick significantly more compact than the power selfie stick, but it's also significantly longer when fully extended. One other thing that's worth noting about the comparison between using the power selfie stick and the standard selfie stick is, of course, one of the things I really enjoy about this configuration is that it is completely waterproof. So not only can I take this out in the rain, but I can also jump in a swimming pool or a river or a lake without any worries about damage to my camera or, of course, the selfie stick itself. Now, with the power selfie stick, not only is the power selfie stick itself not weather resistant, but also the fact that you're now opening up this door and connecting up the USB means that you really cannot afford to take this out in rain and certainly not submerge it in water. Another thing worth mentioning is just the practicality of this overall solution. Now, I like to take my camera everywhere. I have it in a backpack, I pull it in and out of the backpack. When I'm done filming, I just stuff it in straight back in the backpack. Obviously, you're going to have to be a little bit more careful with a configuration like that in that kind of situation. So what do we conclude from our review and our testing? Well, first up, clearly the Power Selfie Stick can certainly extend your runtime significantly by a factor of almost 3. As we saw in our testing, we got 2.7 actually in our testing. Also, having the remote control buttons directly on the selfie stick are certainly a really good convenience when you're walking around doing filming. So is it worth the $70 price tag? I would say it's probably a fair price, but the bigger question is, should you add it to your gear? And the answer I would say is probably. It's a nice piece of kit, but it does have a few drawbacks and limitations that you need to be aware of. If you're using it in a mounted environment, such as on a tripod or clamped to something, then yeah, it's going to be no problem at all. But in that instance, you might also want to consider just buying a regular power bank. When it comes to hand carrying the camera, it's going to depend on exactly what you're doing as to how useful the Power Selfie Stick will be. You just have to be aware of its limitations. So, for example, the limited extension in comparison to the standard selfie stick. Secondly, and probably most importantly, is you lose your weatherproof capability, so don't take it out if it's raining or you think it might rain. And thirdly, you just have to be a little bit more careful with this solution when you're putting it in and out of a backpack or other bag. Thank you so much for watching the video. I hope you enjoyed the content. Please remember to like the video and also consider subscribing to see more videos around technology, travel, and leisure. Thank you again.